Remember, on page 1 of the checklist, these items are going to pertain to the red and white IATA Shipper's Declaration, or an electronic version of the DGD. The first item on the checklist asks if you have 2 copies of the DGD in English and in the IATA format. This is usually a yes or no question, but there are provisions for the DGD to be communicated electronically, so in that case, it could get an NA. The other items in this first block are the name and address of the shipper and consignee. It doesn't specify what a full name and address are. A postal code is nice, but it's not defined as a required element. In some very remote parts of the world, a full address might be quite minimal. It is also important to note that in IATA 8162, it says that the name and address of the consignee, which appears on the Shipper's Declaration for Dangerous Goods form, may differ from that on the airway bill. The checklist items for the airway bill number has no box, which simply means that if it's not shown on the DGD, you need to enter it. Since the shipper often does not know what the airway bill number is going to be, the forwarder or carrier can fill in this information. The number of pages shown is a critical checklist item when you have a multiple page declaration. Most DGDs will show 1 of 1 page at the top of the DGD. This is usually a yes or no item on the checklist, and the shipment must be rejected if it's checked no. However, in the case of electronic transmission of the DGD, it could be checked NA. The checklist item for the non-applicable aircraft type, deleted or not shown, means that the DGD must indicate whether the shipment is allowed on a passenger-carrying aircraft or is restricted to cargo aircraft only. This is indicated by either the omission of the non-applicable aircraft type or the actual crossing it off on the DGD. This example shows the DGD with the words cargo aircraft only crossed off to indicate that the shipment is acceptable for both passenger and cargo aircraft. Remember, sometimes a DGD may be filled out by hand, which makes it easy to cross something off, but on a computer you could just omit the non-applicable aircraft type. The checklist item for the full name and airport or city of departure or destination does not have a no box, so it simply means that if it's not there, the carrier or someone needs to fill in that information and then check yes for this item. The checklist item for the word radioactive, deleted or not shown, is similar to the aircraft type. The shipper needs to indicate by crossing off or omitting the non-applicable shipment type. So if the shipment is non-radioactive, the word radioactive would need to be crossed off or omitted.